So at the time of filming this video, we actually just got our CPI report and it came in right at expectations, which is a great sign for the market. But we're seeing a little bit of games to begin this. But I will say that, yesterday and today have been pretty big deals for the market. Beating or meeting expectations is exactly what we needed to see. And now we are accelerating towards sizable interest rate decreases to close the year. And I want to talk about that with you guys, but I also want to talk about some delays that took place yesterday. Do also want to talk about how this demand just continues to stack up. And we also need to discuss some information that keeps trying to get thrust into the market that is just trying to mislead people. So if you guys are new or haven't already, show your support for the channel down below. Hit that subscribe button, that bell. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So the time of filming this video, XRP is at $2.97, and we're seeing some pretty wild games. Look at this hourly candle, down 1% or so. And here's the thing, there had been a lot of leverage stacking up. We were hitting some insane highs there. For example, if we take a look at where XRP was at, you guys can see we were above $8 billion yet again in terms of open interest. Right now, there's actually a 7% imbalance to the short side. We saw a bunch of big shorts opened up. We did, in fact, see some longs liquidated as well. And here's the thing. The data that we received today, that's the wrong one. The data that we received today came in exactly at expectations. That is, frankly, a good thing. Okay. Yesterday, we obviously had a very, very cool PPI report, which is a great sign as well. It's showing that on the production side, they're not seeing the inflation that was expected. So I expect that right now we're obviously seeing some early day games in the market. Would not surprise me if we're climbing later in the day. I'm not saying that's going to happen for sure. The big thing I will say is going to depend on how people react to this red that the day has given us so far. But we're again accelerating again towards some pretty exciting times. And something I want to remind everybody of is we are seeing big demand for XRP on the institutional side. So we did in fact see some delays that took place yesterday. For example, this was specifically the BlackRock, Fidelity, and Franklin Templeton filing for spot ETFs. This comes on both the Ethereum, Solana, and XRP side. And these delays are obviously, again, because we're still waiting for the approval and passing of the Clarity Act that even Paul Atkins has come out and said that they're taking their time to decide on a lot of these, which I have nothing wrong with that, especially seeing as this demand for XRP and others on the ETF side just continues to climb. In fact, right now, there are over 90 crypto ETFs that are awaiting SEC approval. This is the most we have ever had, and it shows you that big money wants to get through that doorway. Okay, that is the biggest thing that everybody needs to be aware of. Now, I will say that we need to be cautious about what information we're reading and we're seeing out in the market, because there was a report going around about exchange reserves spiking by 1.2 billion tokens in just a 24-hour period. And so this would obviously be XRP flowing to exchanges, likely to be sold. But the problem is, first of all, this move took place right at the start of September. This was actually a move that we had discussed at that time. If you guys take a look back, if you remember what that week looked like, that was one of the largest weeks of inflows we have seen here since all the way back in 2021. This equated to a $139 million week, but in the grand scheme of things, it didn't really do anything for price. In fact, price started to move the opposite direction, which is a very good sign. And in fact, that week was, quite small in the grand scheme of things compared to what has been removed from exchanges as of late. So I will say that you have to be cautious and double check and verify all these things that we're seeing, just so you're not getting led astray. All right. Now, that being said, we've gotten back to a green day at the time of filming this video. We're still seeing BTC dominance breakdown. BTC is obviously on the verge of a potential breakout here, like we've been talking about. And if you guys missed any of my other videos, right now, we're actually at a 67 on the alt season index, which is, again, very much accelerating us towards a technical alt season. Times of high excitement, times where we tend to see assets move and do some pretty exciting things. XRP is actually up about 40% over the last 90 days, while BTC is only up 8.59%. I think it's only a matter of time until we really see some exciting things take place in the market. So that's all I got for you guys. Appreciate you as always. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below. Do you think we're going to get some of these spot ETF approvals as we get into Q4? Wow, almost Q4 now. Are we going to see some more green as the day progresses? But have a great day. Show your love below. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.